Welcome to solverfy.
All right, so we're going to draw these molecules and then fix their names. Starting with A, 4-methylhexane. All right, so counting on the fourth carbon, 1, 2, 3, puts it right there. So you can see the biggest problem with this is that when you're doing IUPAC naming, you want the lowest possible numbers. And I can count 1, 2 to the third carbon there. So instead of 4-methyl, this should simply be 3-methylhexane. All right, so moving on to part B, we've got 2-ethyl pentane. So starting with just our pentane. We have an ethyl group on the second spot. All right, so now we need to look at what the largest chain is. We can see it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this actually isn't a pentane at all. It's a hexane. Now, likewise, this isn't even at the second priority because if you look at the red dots, this one is the third position. So this name is completely wrong. Instead, what you'd want to write is 3-methyl hexane. All right, so next we're looking at C, which is 2-methyl cyclohexane. So starting with our cyclohexane, like this. All right, we can say 2-methyl cyclohexane, just add it there. So since this is unsubstituted, again, similar to part A, we want the lowest priority. So we're going to arbitrarily design this carbon, the one with the red dot next to it, to be carbon 1. So instead of 2-methyl cyclohexane, this should just be 1-methyl cyclohexane. All right, and then moving on to part D, last one, we've got 3,3-methyl 4-ethyl octane. All right, so starting with the octane, all right, so I've got 3,3-methyl, so something that looks like that, and then 4-ethyl. Okay, so if we're in fixing this, we got to make sure we're still staying with the longest chain. And the longest chain still does appear to be an ethane. But now we've got a few problems with this. And first off is the alphabetical order of things, and second off is the naming of the constituents. So the first thing we're going to do is I'm just going to kind of erase the rest of this. Now this is going to be an octane, but it's important to remember that the first thing that should come is the substituent with the first alphabetical order. So it should be 4-ethyl. All right, so now we can talk about the 3,3. Right, so we've got 3 methyls, both or 2 methyls, both the 3 position. So this should be 3,3 dimethyl. So normally in this case, you would say, okay, so D comes alphabetically before E, so why isn't dimethyl first? And the reason for that is simply because when you add that di or a tri or any of that to a substituent, it doesn't change. What you're looking at is the methyl part, not the di part. So you still alphabetically order these by ethyl and methyl. All right, and like I said earlier, the octane part didn't change. So this is octane, leading to the proper name of 4-ethyl 3,3 dimethyl octane.